Incoming transmission.
Hey guys, how you doing? Frank here from the USS Cuchulainn. I'm here with Alan here. He's having a few updates for us to have a bit of a chat and pass on some further information. So we had a bit of a technical hiccup there, so it's just thrown me slightly, but I think we're up and running there now. So I'll pass you over to Alan so he can give you a few of his updates. Al, how you doing, man?
Good evening, sir. How are you? I'm very well, thank you.
Not too
It
bad,
wouldn't
man.
be like us not to have
I know,
some
it's
technical.
unreal, isn't it? It
We're
just
all
seems to keep on
learning
happening,
this.
doesn't it? There's always something. Oh, do you know what? Before we start, the first comment we need is, can anybody and everybody hear the CEO this
Hear
time?
us? Yes.
Yeah. Anybody at all? Just so we make sure that your sound is working this time. Do you remember the last time there
Oh,
you
I
couldn't
do
quite
indeed.
hear
Yes.
yourself?
No,
So
that's right.
just to confirm that, like, you know. But
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will pop in there very shortly with let us know whether we can hear that. We can hear it or not.
exactly, to let us know. So how are you feeling anyway?
Yeah,
Was your
much better
birthday there
now.
the other day?
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you
Happy
to
birthday.
everybody for all the lovely birthday wishes. Cadet Elias says, Daddy, your Facebook and phone is exploding here. What's going on? So thank you very much
Yeah,
indeed
exactly.
for that. Yep. And then, of course, the little birthday rendition on Q4. I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah. It was a bit of crack, wasn't it? The Q4 there last Saturday.
Although
You know, it was like
it just takes me not to be present for a couple of shall we say sessions of Q Forward for the tone to be reduced to limericks. I ask you, for goodness sake, what's going on here? But there's good crack. It's all good crack, you know. So there are some one or two questionable ones there, but there is some very, very good ones too. And I'm very impressed. Very talented group that we have there. Isn't that right?
I'm telling you, well, I mean, if there weren't a few questionable ones, I'd be a little bit worried, like, you know.
Exactly.
You know, it just goes that the guys were in full flow, you know. And as well as that, of course, we had the beach party set up as well for the night, like, you know. So that was good crack as well.
Yes.
Although there was a couple of us, like myself and Alan, you know, it was the 6th of June, so it was the 76th anniversary of D-Day. So we got into our airsoft reenactment gear, like, you know. But other than that,
was
it was a great night.
A nice little nod to an otherwise somber moment in history there, you know. So yeah.
Oh, it was absolutely, yeah. And once again, the comments and the effort going into the cosplay was brilliant. You know, put up the photos and all the rest. When you see every single Saturday now at this stage, the guys are just making some fantastic efforts to
that's right.
You know, dress up to whatever the theme is that we've got on that particular night and get totally thrown into the event. So again, a big thank you to Anne for Q Forward. It's certainly keeping us going, you know. But anyway, this is your particular shout. I'm hoping.
I know we've been trying to get this going for a little while, where we both get to chat together in this new format and life, such as it is.
I think this is third time lucky.
Gotten away. Third time lucky, exactly. You know.
Yeah. I can't even remember what happened the first time, but I know that the second time it was that nobody could hear you.
I know, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's fantastic that they can hear me, because I can say what I want then. You know, so
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Get away with it, you know.
A lot of what you said doesn't bear repaing.
That's right, exactly. Sure, you don't listen to me anyway, isn't that right? You don't listen to me anyway, isn't that right, mate?
I know.
Oh goodness. Yeah. So
I'll turn it over to you to you know, whatever it is you want to announce.
I just wanted to check in with everybody else first of all. This is what we do to try and check in with all of the crew, the wider crew. It's the only way we could do it just at a minute. I know there was a little bit of movement and some of the restrictions at both north side of the border as well, and in Ireland too. But I would just like to encourage any movement, any restrictions, that anybody that is available to go and move a little bit further than they would be, just to be a little bit sensible about it and don't go mad. Let's just see how it all plays out and stay safe as we move through this, you know. But I just wanted to give a nod out to all of our friends across Region 20 for fantastic online virtual convention they had there, Region 20 2020 Con, which was on the third last weekend in May, I think it was. Friday right through till Sunday, spread across the regional pages and across the some sessions on Zoom as well. Major shout out to Major Robbie O'Brien for his fantastic collaboration there. And has collaborated with the URC, Mr. Richard Sams, and hosting and the rest of the 2020 Con team for doing what is a fantastic job. It's an amazing effort at the best of times. In the physical, trying to arrange an event like that, we know what that's like in times gone by. And to do it in a new format online, trying to include everybody, ensuring that you're not speaking to yourselves, which we hope we're not finding a way speaking to ourselves, it's just an amazing thing to see. And if you are there and we're watching it and we're present, pop in your comments below what your highlights of that weekend were as well. We'd like to hear what you thought of the whole weekend. And maybe the lads and ladies over at Region 20 organising teams might think of doing something again next year for us as well, even if we're all allowed to be back again, So there we are. So just wanted to say,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to give it a shout out, sorry mate, as well. We had a couple of new members join us during the second half of May there. So just a shout out to crewman Ellen Lawless, sorry Ellen, Anthony Hines, David Huber, Leila de Cogan Chin, and Mr. Barry Clark himself. All joined us there during May. Actually joined Starfleet International, and they're fully paid up members and on the crew roster now as well. So delighted to see that, guys. Roster is an amazing 255 members strong at the moment, and we are still the largest chapter in Starfleet International across Region 20, UK and Ireland, and across the world. And that's thanks to each and every one of you guys. For all of you who join up as new members, and especially those who renew year on year, every year, after a little hassle from the captain, a little email, always battering you. encouraging you to join. So thanks very much, guys. I really appreciate that.
Gently persuading, Alan. Gently persuading.
Yeah, absolutely, gentle persuasion. That's it. Yeah,
well, it's great to hear that we're continuing to grow in that way. Just going to say a quick hi to you guys there. So, David Chapman, how you doing, man? Hope you're keeping well over there in the UK and behaving yourself. Anthony, the great Tribble Whisperer, is there. So, hello, Anthony. How are you keeping, buddy? Who else have we got here? Antoinette, hey, how are you doing? Frank, Pete, Sharon, Betty, Anne, Michael, Andy. Guys, how are you guys getting on? I'll see you all hopefully on Wednesday for, the next Q Forward. But, hey, any questions, anything you'd like to mention or discuss, let us know. And we'll see what we can answer you with. Okay, Al, sorry, I could cost you there. A couple other things.
Pop your name down in the comments, especially if you're on, if you're viewing us through the different format other than Facebook Live. If you're on StreamYard and they haven't accepted the permissions to allow your name to be used on the StreamYard, we only see Facebook users, so make sure and put your name beside the comment as well. Otherwise, you'll just see Facebook user. But we have another method of seeing your comments as well. So. We'll hopefully catch you all as you're speaking to us during the course of the evening. So yes, indeed, there's been very little happening apart from just online events, as we know. So the Q Forward has been amazing, as you said, twice weekly now. Anne had mentioned Q Forward there last evening. We had it, that we had just passed our 21st anniversary or our 21st session. That's 21 plus sessions of Zoom Q Forward, and that's a major dedication and effort. So we appreciate that, and thank you very much indeed. And it's great fun. Anyone that hasn't tried it yet, I would strongly encourage. Whenever Anne posts her weekly or twice weekly add me post about when the virtual bar is open, please do put your name down if you're not already part of the chat room, and they'll add you, and then you can join the Zoom that way as well. Highly encourage it. Yeah,
following on from that, Wednesday is the next Q Forward, and Wednesday is when we do our classic pilot episode watch and review. Last week it was Farscape, if I remember correctly, which generated a very interesting chat. This week, on Wednesday, it will be.
It's all right. And what are you back for? She
So,
did ask you.
sorry about that, guys.
The trials and tribulations of family. Huh?
Yep.
But anyway,
That's it.
yeah. So this week it's the Outer Limits pilot episode from the original series. If you join the
Excellent.
Ask Anne to add you, in the chat that there is for it, there's a link that can bring you so that you can watch the episode, and then we'll chat and give our opinions on it on the Wednesday evening, and then on the Saturday there'll be a different team as well, which will be, I think, kind of figured out and decided then on the Wednesday, and there's a new thing coming up this Saturday that we haven't done before. I should probably wait for Anne to put that out there rather than saying it myself, but we have a new event coming up that Jerry Lynch suggested, and it's going to be a very interesting addition to the whole Q Forward online chat scenario, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes, so yeah, that's the Q Forward.
Jerry,
next one is Wednesday.
Me and you, Jerry, are going to have a little chat soon over this one. Me and you, speak to you soon, mate.
I actually think it was a great idea, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. It'll be very interesting.
Oh goodness, sure, it's all good fun.
No, sure, no, it is absolutely, yeah. So, have you anything else there that you wanted to mention? Have you got?
I just wanted to.
I'll let you run through it.
Yeah, no worries. Just wanted to give a little shout out to because I know it's been posted in various forums, but maybe it hasn't reached the wider Cuchulainn crew. Maybe not everybody's on various forums. So again, just a shout out to a senior command team member and the OIC at the Banshees, Major Robbie O'Brien. Robbie has just been recently appointed to the 20th Brigade OIC officer in charge. So that's 20th Brigade is the Marine equivalent of Region 20, Starbase 20. And just wanted to say well done on achieving that, because I know there is quite a stiff competition to put in to get that. And we are delighted to have one of our own, one of the Banshees, involved there. So well done, mate. Congratulations also to Petty Officer 3rd Class Helen Lynch on her appointment as a assistant director in 2 colleges, no less, in Starfleet Academy. Helen is now assistant director of the College of Music and College of Acoustic Technology, Starfleet Academy. So well done, Helen. They're big roles to fill. Starfleet will advertise those roles out on their list serves and on the various forums. And anybody with the relevant Starfleet Academy exams and I want to put names forward to help out, just like Helen does, just like Robbie has, are more than welcome to. And just before we wrap it up there on the mentions, special mention also to Ensign Morgan Dean for his appointment as one of the associate producers of the Commander Starfleet's After Dark live stream as well. That's another forum where you can go and find out what's going on across fleet, at fleet level, the Commander Starfleet. Just another way to keep members informed of what's happening, not just via Facebook or via other forums, and not just online. So there is people chatting to you out there as well. So well done, guys, on stepping up, and so proud to see the Cuchulainn crew members doing a little bit above and beyond and serving at fleet level and region level. So it's fantastic. Well done, guys.
Absolutely. A few more people have joined us there. Just to say hi to Eugene, Anthony. Lee is there as well, Morgan, so Bevan and Tara, so they're all there. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Indeed. David had turned around and said that he thought the muster was the highlight.
Back at quarter time.
So it's fantastic.
Sorry.
And have a biscuit, sister. Mum said tell you.
That's live, are you? Out.
I'll be back at quarter time.
No, you're not going.
I am.
Nope, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Go.
The madness of it. But yeah, so David was saying the muster was the highlight for him, and I mean that was done very, very well. So
I believe the largest, possibly.
The guys did an amazing job.
Possibly the largest muster as well. I think I heard someone saying.
Yeah.
As well, so that's amazing.
All things considered, how quickly they had to come up with that, arrange it, structure it, and then let it run for that whole weekend. I thought they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
I know
fantastic.
Richard,
And a lot
Richard
of
himself was saying, like, it went
Mhm.
past his expectations, and just was fair play to
absolutely,
them
yeah,
all. Like, and
absolutely,
things the way they have been, it was certainly was an outlet for people to, and fans and members of the Cuchulainn and all the other chapters to engage and have a bit of
yeah.
crack, like.
And for anybody
The
that
quizzes
missed,
were pretty good as well, like, and
yeah.
overall
So
it was a really good
anyone
event.
that missed a Saturday night, you missed a treat because that was an amazing chat with Doug Drexler.
The chat with Doug Drexler was just off the wall.
Star Trek, fantastic Star Trek alumni there, and that Robbie.
I mean, without doubt, it has
there.
to be the highlight.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No, it was definitely.
Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Hey, Nikki saying hi. Andrew, hi, how you doing, man?
Hi, folks. How's it going?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The Doug Drexler chat was amazing, like, and again, very well run, and the way Robbie hosted that and was asking the questions and, passing on the questions from everybody else, everything was done extremely well. So, for a first time out, like, having to adapt to the current situation and come up with all of that, it ran very, very smoothly. So fair play to them all. David, as I said, was saying about the muster. Yeah, fantastic. Kind of like the virtual version of the muster we had at the DST last year, where we had an amazing muster.
Absolutely.
So
happier times indeed, isn't that right? So.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So they are.
I mean, long may it last. There's
that's it.
Kind of interaction and involvement. So sorry.
I think some of those aspects are going to be possibly around to stay even after lockdown, because maybe not in as high frequency, but certainly using the technology to keep in touch. Because a lot of folks are enjoying that, aren't they? So.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, take the John O's Makers chat for example. Like, I mean, that's been fantastic. Like, even the one he did there today. Like, unfortunately, I was working, so I could only catch a glimpse of it. But that figure he made, the rat character. I'm not a big reader of the Terry Pratchett books, but and the way he repaired that, like, fantastic. And just suddenly, an impromptu idea that he had, and.
You hear the dog barking in the background?
Yeah.
That's basically saying hello. So life goes on in the background.
Well, this is the thing when you're working from home, as well. It's one of those things. But yeah, I mean, it's a great way of keeping things going, and like, hopefully, even if it's not as regular as it used to be, you'll be able to keep the Maker Chat going in some extent, like,
In some extent, exactly. Yeah.
And this as well, like, it's one of those things where I'm hoping, like, at least before we get into normality and we can go out and we can have our parties and our movie nights and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
that we can keep something like this going. And for example, if I recall correctly, StreamYard can host 6 people at any one time.
That's right. Yeah.
So you can have people in and have a chat. Like, for example, I hope to maybe host chats about various different shows, episodes, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, have a little chat about Babylon 5, and actually have a lot of chats about Babylon 5, and Space 999. I know everybody loved that one when we reviewed it.
Yeah.
Like, so that would be a good one to do as well. But it's just the thing to give everyone a chance to interact and have a chat with all of that. Like,
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, anything else yourself? Oh, sorry, I should be checking these chats.
I see Andy, Andrew Brown there. Commenting, saying hello. We Gamers fame up here in Northern Ireland. So, hi Andy, how's it going, mate? Hope all's well, keeping you well. I've been following some of your live chats each day as you're heading to work, etc. Andy has his own live stream as well, so I've shared it on email. So give him a shout out there and show him some love and subscribe if you can.
Indeed. And I want to say hi to Facebook user, because he's making a lot of comments.
Obviously, hasn't accepted a StreamYard comment permissions.
Hi a lot.
Excellent.
But yeah, no, it's one of those things. I actually totally forgot about the where you can actually ask people to give permission for StreamYard and Facebook to see who you are, so that we can see what your comments are. I mean, if you comment on the Facebook page, we'll see who you are. If you comment on this StreamYard, Yoki Bob, it's basically Facebook user, unless you give
That's
permission.
a technical term.
Hey Russell, how you doing, man? Keeping well, I hope. And staying safe over there. So it's a great idea, like, So what I'm hoping, as I say, is to have a few sci-fi chats as we go on, like, talk
Brilliant,
about,
yeah.
as I say, different episodes and all that kind of stuff. Next up, I hope to have Anne on with me to chat about Q
Excellent,
Forward. Where she came up with the idea and how she, brought it about and how she feels it's been going and all the rest of it. For me, it's been great, like, and I think for everybody who's taken part in it, they're absolutely delighted with what she's done with it. Like, so, so we'll have her next and have a chat about that, like, and anybody wants to join us, make comments and all of that, we can add people to this and all the rest of it, particularly for when we start talking sci-fi, this one is particularly for you to make any announcements that we didn't manage to hear the last time around, like,
they're more
so this is the censored version of what you did last time around.
That's it. The other forums are more just for a bit of crack and for us to enjoy each other's company and have some fun rather than sort of more formal aspects, So these are more like a check-in with everyone, and I'm delighted to see so many of you commenting there as well. Not sure if we met Cock Betty there, saying hello, Betty O'Brien. It's on there as well. Anthony Raythorn, and I know you met David as well earlier on, and Barry as well. So everybody's doing well. I hope you're all keeping safe and sound out there in this big bad world.
I think you can almost feel a sense of positivity, like, with the restrictions having been lifted the way they were, having been brought from 5 phases to 4, and even, the announcements today, well, it's always horrible to hear of death, the numbers are dropping dramatically. The numbers of new cases are dropping continuously, and it's all going in the right direction. All we need now is for people not to lose the head and, get out there and start going crazy straight off. I
was pleased to hear the news up here in Northern Ireland, and I believe also in Scotland, yesterday and today, no new cases, no new deaths. Sorry. No new deaths reported yesterday and today. So that's 2 days in a row. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come, So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So one of the Facebook users is just home from work, and I think that was Nikki, if it's the same person on the Facebook page. So I hope you had a good day. Do you know, I mean, it's interesting. Today was the first day for stage 2 of the easing of restrictions. And I seen Pete put up a thing there of the queue outside IKEA. Now, when you go into IKEA, the car park, the inside car park and all of that is huge. But apparently the queue came out of the car park, around the corner, and around the outdoor car park. Was like, I don't think I need a piece of furniture that badly, that I'd queue for that length of time just to get in, Maybe it's the meatballs. I don't know. Apparently they taste a lot like spoon.
It's definitely not the meatballs. No. No.
But so, if anybody has any suggestions about like shows or movies that they'd like to come on and actually chat about and have an old chinwag, let me know, because this is what this is for. This is what the XO chat talk sci-fi is for. This is like so we can actually get on for an hour or whatever and just chinwag about your favorite episodes, your favorite movie, say for example, Forbidden Planet, the absolutely classic movie from the 50s, which I think it was the beginning of real class, quality sci-fi on the big screen. And it'd be interesting to chat about that, like, and get people's opinions on it. But, it's like doing a live version of our Wednesday Q Forward where we watch an episode and then chat and give our opinion on it, like, But so, hey Stephanie, how you doing? They have some great salmon also. Oh, okay. Yeah, if that's probably what they're in IKEA, it's the salmon. A combination of two, salmon and meatballs. Oof.
Yeah.
I feel my stomach rumbling already.
Oh no, the thought of it. I try to, if any time I'm heading to the likes of IKEA, I always make sure I have emergency beam out at the ready. Oh my god, I hate that altogether. Desperate.
I see Nikki say there she wouldn't mind chatting about stuff when she gets caught up in it all, like, I think apparently it's my fault that she had to buy the box set of Blake 7,
Oh dear.
When I suggested the whole classic episode TV watch, Blake 7 was one of the early ones, and it got a positive reaction by most. And Nikki's bought the box set, so enjoy that, Nikki.
Fair
I've watched it
play.
many
Fair,
times.
that's dedication for you.
Absolutely, but that's
Oh, goodness.
that's the interesting thing about the classic pilot episode watch,
Yeah.
because for some of us like who've been around a while, not looking at me at all, we'll have seen these things on first or second runs, like the likes of Babylon 5 or
Yeah.
Blake 7, Space 1999. Although when I saw Space 19, it would probably be its second run, but so
Yeah.
to see young people who have been used to the type of sci-fi and visual effects and standard of production that we get these days, go back and look at what was done then, and gauge their reactions compared to those of us who grew up with all of that and are now,
Yes.
I suppose you could almost say, in a new golden age of science fiction production. It's great to get the different opinions, certainly production wise and visual effects, all of that is obviously streets ahead now and these days. But not sure they're still catching up with the storytelling quality of the likes of Blake 7 and Babylon 5. There's some great stuff out there. I think one which we might worth talking about at some point would be The Expanse, if we're going to talk modern shows, because that the storytelling and the writing and the acting quality in that is right up there with what came before. But so that would be an interesting thing to do.
The Expanse has a bit of a dark element to it, so a bit of a dark tone, I think, as well. So I got quite slow starting, I thought that was, but it was one of those you have to give it a chance.
It is absolutely, so, but once you do, it's a little bit of a slow burner to begin with, but man, the writing is just fantastic. I think it's helped by the fact that the guy who wrote the books is involved with the writing of the show.
Oh,
as well.
yes. Okay.
That always makes a difference, you only have to see Game of Thrones and where that went when I think George R. Martin had less to do with the last couple of seasons. But, Stephanie says your hair is getting extremely long.
Don't tell Mrs. O she's getting the shears out. She wants to get a home treatment on this here.
Yeah. I see.
Oh,
apparently, I got
goodness.
Russell hooked on Blake 7 as well. That's great. I see that as a win. If I get anybody hooked on Blake 7, it's a win.
Yeah.
Who said
That's
Ultra
true,
Game
right?
of Thrones? Nikki. And he's loving The Expanse, so that's definitely one we should chat about it sometime. But
I must be one of the few people in the universe left that has never got hooked on Game of Thrones. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I'm more sci-fi than fantasy, so it was very enjoyable. As Andy said, it was fine up to season 8. I think it only got 8 seasons, actually, isn't it? But
it must be a bit of a misnomer there for me as well, because especially living up in Northern Ireland where I am, only a few miles away from a lot of the places where it was filmed, including the iconic scenery of the Dark Hedges, etc. I could just take an hour's drive and I'm at most of those sites, so it would be Game of Thrones fans' haven, I'm sure, but no.
Well, the next time I get up there, I'll be expecting a tour.
I'm sure, absolutely, no problem. Oh, goodness.
See those weird ass trees or whatever alley that was. Like, vaguely remember White Trees or something from the show. But yeah, so that's hopefully something what we do. Also, we have just reinitialized our YouTube channel. You remember 2 or 3 years ago, we started off the channel with a couple of podcasts that we did with Jono. The first one was, and they're still there for people who want to see what we looked like when we started off doing that kind of stuff. But the first one was at DCC, the first year we had the console there. That's just before the chair. We didn't have the chair at this stage. It was just the console. And there was an impromptu podcast that we did once the weekend was over, and when everything was being broken down. And we did an impromptu podcast there, just chatting about being at DCC for the first time with what we had to offer them at that stage. Whereas before we built this, we had our tables and we had Artemis on laptops and all that kind of stuff, and that was still a bit of crack, and we still got a lot of traction from it. But the console, just it upped our game to a different level, and the reactions we were getting from people So it was very interesting to talk about it at that. And then the following podcast was at our summer party. Then after that, excuse me, if we remember that, and we brought you up to have a little bit of a chinwag as well.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
And there's a couple of other ones there as well. And we had a little bit of an adventure, myself and Alan Whelan. We went out to John out in Wicklow, where he was living during work, to do a podcast on the 30th anniversary of TNG. And managed to get lost using Google Maps, but eventually found our way and got stuck into a podcast on TNG. And we had so much to talk about and discuss with TNG. It ended up being three episodes of it. Yeah. And we also had a chat about the Orville, I think, and was it the Big Bang Theory? I'm sure John will correct me on that, but it went into the Big Bang Theory as well. So they're actually all still on the YouTube channel, along with the more recent SpaceX chat that the guys had, which was brilliant. And if you haven't seen it yet and you want to catch up and see, how that conversation went, that's there. And I think this is going to be on as well. And we'll sort of, whatever all of this that we do will be both on Facebook, and it'll also be on the channel as well. So yeah. So that,
I think you had. Did you go out to see our good friend and crew member Jerry O'Brien as well, and have a podcast with him in Dublin there?
We have done. Yeah.
Which is good crack.
Absolutely. Anna sent me a photograph from the Q Forward chat the other night, and it's brilliant. It's a pity I haven't a clue yet how to add that to to this, like, you know what I mean? So I'm still learning the whole StreamYard thing, like, I think it's just a case of downloading it and then sharing screen, but I'm not quite sure.
I think so, yeah. If I was to press something, I would collapse the whole stream, so I'm not doing it. There's no chance.
I know.
Well,
that's what I wanted to. Yeah, so that's basically it. Q Forward Wednesday, and the YouTube channel, which is up and running there now, and all of that, and the sci-fi chat. As I say, I'll have a chat with Anne about coming on and telling us what she was taking starting Q Forward. Taking on all of that responsibility and all of that, and getting it up and running. But it's been a great bit of crack, like, Oh, she sent me an email as well. I still have to figure out how to actually make it available.
That'll be your homework for the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll queue our viewers up for the possible.
That'll be another StreamYard 101 with John.
StreamYard 101, yeah. We'll queue the viewers up for the possible crashing of the system and rejoining us again.
Well, you know what? Actually, I'm glad I can't do it now. You know what I mean? I'm glad. Actually, Anne, I know you're there listening, so I'm glad I can't do it now, because my next chat will be with you talking about Q Forward. So why don't you get a little album together, and hopefully by the time we get sorted with that, we'll be able to put those pictures up while we talk about Q Forward.
That's a very smooth way of getting someone to do all the hard work for you.
I know, and it didn't even cost me a whopper.
Oh, goodness.
That's a private joke.
It is. It's an in-house joke. Oh, goodness.
But so that'll be an interesting one now as well. Like, and as I say, with the Q Forward, it's been a great bit of crack. I'm trying to jump between. What's this Stephanie saying there? Are y'all looking forward to the Dune movie in December? Oh God, yes. Absolutely, Stephanie.
You're a fan of Dune, aren't you? Isn't that right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I've read the book numerous times. I've read the first book numerous times. I've read the trilogy and God Emperor of Dune, but then it got a bit rubbish after that. Like, well, not rubbish, but it lost its way for me anyway. So I when I reread, and I haven't done that in a long time now, but when I reread them, it's generally those first three and maybe God Emperor as well, and then stop there, like, but Sharon O'Neill says you have a cheap arse with the whopper, like, I was supposed to better explain what that is, like, so back in the day, in the early days of the Cú Chulainn, we started off the Banshees, and like, so I was the XO of the Cuchulainn, and Alan was the CO, and I was the OIC of the Banshees, and Alan was the DOIC, or as I like to say, the Dyke. And but anyway, as things got bigger, between Dublin Comic Con and all of that kind of stuff, we said we need to delegate. Like, how are we going to move the Banshees to someone else, because we can't really focus on that because we were so focused on the Cuchulainn. And we sort of had a chat with Anne and Sharon and took them for a Burger King and sort of said, "This is yours now." And fair play to them. They ran with it and have, blown it out of the water. So, it's brilliant. And now Robbie's in there now as the DOIC, and it's continued to go from strength to strength. So, and of course, Robbie's the OIC of Brigade 20 now, isn't he?
Yeah, 20 Brigade, yeah. Uh-huh.
So,
yeah.
Chat my arse. I know. Well, figuratively speaking,
yes,
it was a chat. Figuratively speaking, we asked, and they accepted.
I think it was more the lure of the burger. That's probably what it was, isn't that right?
I certainly did. It was the best Whopper I ever had.
Weight off one's shoulders, etc. Isn't that right?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But yeah,
but as I say, sorry, go ahead.
Banshees have mirrored the Cuchulainn's growth in terms of strength, and it's just amazing how far the Banshees have come as a unit. Because as far now, I'm sure Sharon will correct me if I get this wrong, but as far as I know, the Banshees are holding strong as possibly the largest Marine unit across the Starfleet Marine Corps. So we're setting a trend in both aspects. And that's I say that I don't take that lightly, but I also say that as a challenge to every chapter that's out there to follow our success. It's not a magic formula. It's just a matter of adapting to times and being communicative to your chapters and crews and to those who are on your public pages. And reach out to folks and get them to join in and encourage to sign up to Starfleet International. And it's easy. It's easy as that, So.
Oh dear, they're still going on about the poor burgers. I mean, the fact that they had to pay for the burgers themselves is beside the point, really. Wouldn't you say?
Oh goodness.
Poor Anne nearly choked on hers, like, you know what I mean? It was like, but there you go. And David said,
I'm waiting for the next one, mate. The next one will be the next CEO and next. So I'm waiting for that one.
Yeah. And David was saying it was the taste of victory. Man, it tasted like steak. Burger tasted like those. Tasted like those IKEA meatballs. If you ask me, desperate. Nicky Ward said, "Hoorah, the Banshees!" Yeah, absolutely, and
absolutely.
And mentioned the fact that we are back airsofting this weekend. It's been so long. Jeepers, I hope I don't remember what side of the rifle goes out, points to the front. But I wouldn't
worry about that. I wouldn't worry about that. I'm hearing strong reports of incidences of friendly fire, apparently, allegedly. I don't know what it meant by that. So it may be a full 360 you need to be worried about. Never mind what way the weapon points, So.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, David. He says Cuchulainn and Banshee's success is down to good leadership. Much appreciated there. Thank you. Hopefully, yeah, exactly. Sharon is saying that they're at 149 at the moment.
Oh wow, that's excellent. So teetering on the edge. Teetering on the edge of 150 there, so that's amazing.
And told me not to drop my mag.
Oh, good.
It's been so long. I'll probably drop my mag, my gun, and myself as well. I'll probably
Desperate.
But
you'll get back into this ring about no bother, so you will.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Some of you may be noticing over my shoulder, over this shoulder here, that I've got a different banner up today. We were at Destination in October. we brought a banner out with us, as we always try to do, to mark our spot and invite everybody to where we're sitting and having fun and all the rest of it. But on the way home, unfortunately, our little banner got a little bit damaged, and therefore, just before the lockdown, it was one of the things I managed to get replaced. We have our new banner here. Where are we? The shoulder. We have our new banner. I can't forget this left and right nonsense because it's the opposite mirrors here. So it's now replaced. So now we have our two banners back up and running. So we're delighted to get those out to play again soon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, they make an appearance at any party we make or that we do, or anytime we're at DCC or we're up in the Armagh Planetarium or anywhere we get to bring the bridge, And, it was brilliant having the banner over, even though it got damaged on the way back. Thankfully, it didn't happen on the way over, because having it there was brilliant. It became a bit of a focus in our little corner of the hotel bar,
Yeah, absolutely.
And, sure, that was good crack, And JG Herstler came over and mixed in with the Raythorns. He was seriously admiring their Baldric.
Yes.
I hope I've called it correct. I can't even remember if that's what it's called, but I think it is.
Baldric,
it is. Yeah. See, Baldric, I'm saying Baldric, and all I've got in my head is Blackadder. It was fantastic. The creative juices flowing there with Lee, and forget about the time difference is 2:45 here in the US, I presume, from Facebook user. Who was that? Oh, it's Stephanie. I can see her on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, 2:45 p.m. And I see from Russell there it was like nearly 40 degrees there earlier. So,
flip's sake.
Nice, very nice. Well, the weather's getting better here now. We had a pretty dodgy weekend, but the sun is out there shining. So hopefully for the Airsoft game on Sunday, it'll be bright sunshine, and we'll be able to see what we're doing. But yeah, so that's pretty much the story. I hope everybody had a really good bank holiday weekend, like the one just gone. It was a scorcher weekend, so we did well out of that,
Absolutely, yeah.
It did. Fortunately, the weather turned around this weekend, but it's coming back again. So, hopefully it'll be a lot better, But somebody, so a few people have mentioned the Expanse, and I know I mentioned it as well. But when we do try and do, say, video chats about, say, a movie or a TV show, maybe if somebody wants to send in suggestions, if there's something, as I said it previously, like they would like to actually come on and talk about, it doesn't even necessarily need to be sci-fi. If we do, say, an EXO chat, and somebody wants to come on and talk about a particular show that they've loved for years, or a particular book, I did a quiz with my friends there in the Geek Squad the other day, and my topic, it was kind of a mastermind kind of thing, and my topic was Magician.
Okay.
It was one of my favorite books, written by Raymond D. Feist. It was actually the first fantasy book I've ever read, and I've read it numerous times, but it's been years since I read it, and I was going afterwards, what did I pick that for? It's been so long since I read it, that I'm not going to remember half. I'm not going to be able to answer any of these questions, but I think I got 5 or 6 out of 10, so I didn't do too bad, all things considered, Let's see what we have here. Has everyone cleaned their guns? I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so. 360s in place, Azan.
See, I told you. I mentioned that. I told you.
Low 20 for the weekend, Michael says. So that's not bad. That's not bad. You don't want to be too hot when you're running around, Spec Ops and Roundwood. There's a lot of hills and all of that kind of stuff. It's a pretty big site, so run around.
I have to get down to one of those at some point now, and I get a chance at some point. Definitely will.
Absolutely. We'll. I was going to say we'll make sure you're on Anne's team, but it's not going to make any difference. You'll get shot anyway.
Say nothing.
So. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, but that's it. Did you get everything you wanted to say on your list done, or was there anything that you wanted to do?
I think I did. We mentioned the last time round that we were going to do some crew evaluations. When we finish our chat this evening, myself and Frank going to just know this yet, but he's going to do some work. We're going to have a quick chat and once we get the evals done over the next, maybe the week, towards the weekend, I would imagine, maybe when he's hunkered down, receiving some friendly fire, I'll be at home, nice, cozy, warm, making some postings on various promotions, etc. So keep an eye out for those. Just life on the way. I'm trying to get them done a couple of weeks ago, but I've got to try and get some of those out over the next week or so. So fingers crossed. So that's really it. My end. Remember about you were telling me earlier on that you only had a couple of two, wasn't it? Only 2 com badges left.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
I was doing. It was actually Mrs. O was doing a little bit of a clear out earlier on, and look what she found. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have 6. Woo! So we still.
Oh,
have
that's good. Yeah.
There you are. So we got 4. We have a batch on order. So I'll let people know once we get that through. It just depends on when everything in the UK side starts to open up a little bit more. But it's in production hopefully very, very soon.
Right. Yeah. We're running pretty low, like, you know. Sunblock does not stop BBs, says no, I don't believe it does. Yeah, I think you might be right there, Anne. No, Frank and work.
One of the things I remember, one of the last times.
Elaborate, Anne, please.
One of the last times I was out, because I wasn't able to go airsoft for ill health and all the rest of it at the time. But one of the last ones I was there was at the Hive, what it was called the Hive in Tala, in Cookstown.
That's right.
In Tala there. And one of the things I note to yourself when playing airsoft, never ever stand too close to the corrugated iron sheets at the back of the bases, because these BBs have a tendency to ricochet everywhere and hit all aches and pains that you never know you're going to have aches and pains in, you know. So, so standing at your home base isn't always a guarantee of safety, isn't it? You know. So
no, absolutely not. Like, I mean, because one of the things you get the safety brief in an airsoft game. Mm-hmm. One of the things they tell you is, you know, you got to take your hits, but a ricochet is not a hit. And so, okay, fair enough. How do you know? And you say, you kind of get it. If you're unsure, just take it as a hit. But if it's a ricochet and you're sure, don't take it. Mm-hmm. Indoors, in a place like the Hive, you haven't a feckin' clue whether it's a ricochet or not. You know, or when we were playing in Tala CQB, mm-hmm. It's got 3 floors. And like it used to be an office building, so there's various different rooms and and halls and all the rest of it. It's brilliant because you go in and it's like breaching an office building, and you go in and you can play through those various different scenarios, like, you know. Mm-hmm. But half the time you're going around, you're going, was that a hit or was that a ricochet? Jesus. Yeah. Fuck it, it's a ricochet. Mm-hmm. You know? But pardon the language there. Forgot I was live. Yeah, where's the beep button in this thing?
I know that has to be brought in.
But you know,
the next
yeah, totally, yeah. But it's a great bit of crack, and playing there in Tala CQB was some crack. Like, I mean, because they played through various different scenarios as breaching rooms and you know, searching for various different hidden locations and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
excellent.
Hitting the Back for $50 by Buford Tannen or Anne Grace. But
oh goodness, too many scenarios.
So many scenarios. Yeah. Oh goodness. But, you know, the stairs are lethal, says Andy. They really were. Yeah. There's a stairs on either end of the building, mm-hmm. So your respawn points were at, say, one end of the building or the other, mm-hmm. And as I said, and there was 3 floors. So, and there were pretty much usually all of them were in play. Mm-hmm. And if they had a smaller crowd, say a private team, private grouping, say 15 people or whatever, you mightn't use the top floor or whatever it was. But usually we're trying to get up and down those stairs. You want to take it easy, particularly going down. Like, you know, I mean, there'll be a few BBs on the steps, and you go like, "Oops."
You waiting for you there at the bottom.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nikki was saying that was her first game in Tala CQB. Yeah. I hope it won't be your last there, Nikki.
I think that it's
replying to David. David said something, obviously, hit in the back, ricochet. Oh yeah, okay, that was David said it, because I'm reading it on StreamYard and it says Facebook user.
Oh yeah. Is the CQB, that's different to the Hive, isn't it? That's a different site.
It is, yeah. They're both in Tala, but the Hive is kind of like a warehouse in two floors.
That's right. That's what I was in.
And they put
That's the
on
one I
they
used
put
to.
up all these plywood sort of divides and alleys and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Tala CQB was an office building, so there's 3 floors with different rooms and different hallways, and so they were able to create a whole indoor arena out of that, like where you're kind of who's asking that? Nikki. No, CQB, Tala CQB is TAC. Yeah.
All right, okay. I haven't been to that one. That's one I haven't been to. So I haven't been to the round one either. So I haven't been brave enough.
It's a great indoor site. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great indoor site. Hopefully they come back sometime soon. Like I think the outdoor sites will be coming back first.
First.
Sunday is the first return of airsoft here, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Actually, how they're going to run the game with the social distancing and the new regulations and restrictions that we have to engage with. So how they will have redesigned the safe zone and how they're going to run the games. It's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. Actually.
You should really realize at this stage, mate, there is no such thing as safe zones where the banshees are around.
No, well, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, come on, mate.
Especially if you're a banshee.
Absolutely.
And Nikki said, "Yeah, TAC was her first game. Had great crack."
Okay.
We certainly did. So just to clarify for our non-Irish members who might be watching here, when we say great crack, we mean great fun.
Yes, that's very important.
CRAIC means great crack.
Yes.
So, that's just to clarify that.
That's as a side to any potential reference to any sort of substance.
Anything.
Or something like that. Yes,
any reference to anything.
So,
yeah, absolutely. But so that's it. There was no other birthdays that you wanted to announce. I know you put them up on the Facebook page, so that's all done.
That's all done.
That's
all done. And I just wanted to again encourage everybody as well. Due forward Wednesdays and Saturdays. Maker Chat currently Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays during the week on lunchtime. Watch out for Anne's posts. Watch out for Jono's posts on when they're happening and what the topics are, etc. Also, encourage all members to go over to the Region 2010 forward as well. That's where you would have seen there last week, for example, Major O'Brien again taking over Starbase 20 and having a chat with the brigade and the wider region, which is very interesting. And this week, Richard returns with his Ask the RC Anything AMA session, 7 p.m. every Thursday evening. So I would encourage you to pop on there and have a look and see what's going on across Region 20 UK and Ireland as well. Because there's something like 10 or 12 maybe chapters, there might be more across the UK and Ireland. So it's great to see so many guys out there getting involved online.
Hey, Christopher.
So that's really it. The other thing to mention would be the Commander Starfleet's Ask Me Anything After Dark. I think they're moving to a less frequent format now as well, and they're working on the schedule at the moment. So once I hear about that, I'll post it on the Cuchulainn page, or Russell might when he lets me know when they settle on their schedule on that. So that's another good one to find out what's happening at fleet level as well. So I'll post the links on the Cuchulainn page later on at some point. So
yeah, I did the After Dark. I think it was After Dark is the one I did on a Sunday when they did it early. So that was
the international Ask Me Anything one. That was it with the.
Was that the Ask Me one? Okay, I couldn't remember which one it was. But, that was. We enjoyed that. Now, it was a good chat, so yeah, they're worth checking out as well. Absolutely.
Excellent.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think what we'll do from here is I'm going to have a chat with Anne about getting her on to have a little chat about. Yes, Russell is actually saying there's no AMA this week.
Yeah, they are. I think that's
usually. Hey Dave, how you doing, man?
I think they're usually on a Tuesday evening. Russell, wasn't that right? Tuesdays and for the AMAs, and then Thursday nights for the After Dark ones. So they're just slightly moved to a less frequent schedule. So
Actually, I see David Kelly has joined us. So how you doing, David? We
very
were
good.
saying
Hi,
earlier
Dave.
about we were saying earlier about talking about our movies that we like to watch or some of our favorite shows and all that kind of stuff. So if you're around at all, maybe we could talk about the reboot of Conan. I know you're a huge fan, so we can have a chat about that. The reboot with what's his name out of Stargate Atlantis and Jason Momoa. So yeah, when he would be a fan of that, like, you know, that's. But he did all right though in that DC movie. What was it? Aquaman. Wasn't too bad. In
Okay.
that. But After Dark is on every week on Thursday, Friday for you folks.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
So
The wee hours of Friday morning.
yeah. But if you're sort of, you know, from this neck of the woods, you can, if you're not up at that wee hours in the morning, you can check it out later anyway. So
Yeah.
no worries there. But yeah, so I don't think there's anything else.
Oh, that's us. Just to do the usual rounding off with, although restrictions are easing, although we're moving forward with restrictions both Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland and what UK as a whole yet to announce what they're doing. But whatever the outcome of the restrictions, encouraged to stay the course, stay safe, and don't go mad when you're going out and about, and always wash your hands. As well, John's reminder every Baker chat: make sure and wash your hands and stay safe.
And Grace said, Jason Momoa, yeah, I remembered near the end there, Anson Mount. They're two of her favorite things. So
yes, we know she likes Anson.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I'm sure when Strange New Worlds airs or premieres. Actually, no. What we'll have to do an old premiere watch for that, like we did for Picard.
Yes.
You know, for Picard, we met in the Teachers Club, and we watched the premiere in a group, and it was a great bit of crack. So you know, I think we'll hopefully be able to do that again for the premiere of Strange New Worlds.
That was you had a great attendance. You had a great attendance there for that. It was fantastic.
We did, yeah. Considering it was basically the idea was just to watch an episode that was going to be available on Amazon Prime anyway for people.
Yep.
But you know, we did something we haven't done in a while, and watched a couple of videos. We did a couple of TNG episodes, very Picard centric episodes, and you know, had a few beers, and we I think we had a raffle if I remember correctly, and you know, and then all sat down to watch the Picard episode, and you know, and shoot the breeze about it then afterwards. So it was a good night, like, you know. So
excellent. Yeah.
Someone is saying that would be awesome. Who's that? That was Nikki, and Anne said front row, please. Yeah. So I think we're getting a positive reaction to that idea already. Like, you know, considering we've had to you know, miss out on so much this year of the stuff that we would normally do. Like, you know, we've already missed our spring party, and we would have done what 3, maybe 4 movie nights at this stage. We would have had a bowling night at this stage, and we would have had DCC, all of that, like, you know. So
maybe even 2 or 3 culture days as well on top of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so all of that stuff that we've had to miss out on. And that's why all this virtual stuff has been brilliant to keep us going. But it'll be great to get back to physically going to these places and seeing people and all of that, like, you know. So we'll definitely have to pencil that one in. Soon as we find out the date for the premiere of Strange New Worlds, I'll be on to the Teachers Club. We need that room. We're booking that room. So
Stephen Morrissey, he's heading for you, mate. I know you watch sometimes, so he's heading for you. So watch.
Yeah, I'm heading your way, man. Heading your way. Yep. Anne is asking any update in this summer party. Not yet, Anne.
Yes, no.
We're still down for August. It was booked 2 weeks, I think, after DCC is due.
Yeah.
Now they haven't announced what they're doing yet for August, but it's hopefully they will be able to do something. But I am hoping that you know, by the middle of August, when our party is due, that we will be able to do something. You know, that things will have relaxed enough and have improved enough that we'll be able to host the party that we would normally do. Even if it's a case of having to space out tables and limit numbers or whatever it is we need to do, just so we can do something. If that is the case, it may not be the usual karaoke. It might just be a get together, but it's all up in the air at the moment. We'll have to see. But the big thing will be just everybody getting together and seeing each other that they haven't managed to do for a while. What's that there? Andy is saying cinema nights. Oh yeah, absolutely. We need to looking forward to getting back to that. But I wonder what the first one will be when they get back. We have 21 virtual parties, says Nikki, and yeah, they've been brilliant. David Chapman says David Chapman's been missing getting over to see his Cuchulainn family, and his Cuchulainn family have been missing you mate.
Absolutely,
So hopefully we'll see you very soon. Now, with any look at all for the summer party,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, so well, I think we've been going an hour now at this stage, and it was only meant to be kind of a update and brief chat.
5 minutes.
But so
Oh goodness.
chatterboxes, huh? But so I think we will. I've said it a couple of times already, but I think we will actually wrap it up this time, will we? And say thanks to everyone who came along, and we'll see you again very soon. As I said, I'm going to liaise with Anne and ask her to come on and have a chat with me about setting up a Q4. So get those photos sorted, Anne, and anybody's welcome to join us and ask questions and chat with us as you have been doing there, and come back with ideas then for possible chats about different shows and stuff that we can bring you in, because as I said, we can bring 6 in onto the StreamYard chat, so we can have you on and chinwag about all of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think we leave it at that. So I've been Frank the XO.
And I've been Alan CEO. Well done, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
Have a very good evening, and we shall see you next time. Ciao, guys.
Bye, guys.
And thank you.
Take care.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Bye-bye.